Hi. So now let's learn about the CSS margins further. So CSS margins are used to create space around elements outside of any defined borders. And here is we have in the following example like two elements in two paragraphs here with just generated random text. And if you notice here, this is a separate element. So in order to use the margin, let's give them an ID here, like ID box 1. And the second paragraph, let's give it an ID of box 2. Here we go. Let's style it in our CSS here. So I will show here much better how to use them, how to use the margin. Let's have for the box 1 like a border here to see what I mean by that. Box 5 pixel like solid with like a black color. This is the element inside. This is the content here inside, and it's been rounded also with the border. Let's give it the same for the box 2. Let's give them like some of the width. Let's make it 200 pixel. Save it. And let's give also a height or 200 also pixels. And also let's give them a font size to be 80. And let's make a background also color to be something like a brown, or let's make it potato. Save it. And here we go. Let's give the same property to the box 2 also, but the color will be different. Let's make it like light green. So here, what you notice here is a bit space here around the boxes here and around the text, and thus by default, so the margin here, it will not be 0 of the page. If you notice here, see, there is also a bit space, and here also. So what we're gonna do, we want to make like the margin here to be 0 around these boxes. So let's come here for our body here, element, and give the margin of 0. See, now it's been restricted the margin. So here, as you know, the CSS margin property are used to create space around elements outside of any defined border. And you can see also in the you can see also here in the when you expect in the developer tools, and if you notice here, there is also a content here inside it for our element, and the padding will be between the border and the content. Here we go. The padding will then specify it, and here the box with 200 high and 200 for the width, and the border here for like 5 pixel for each side, at the top and bottom, left on the right, and the margin here we specify like it's been specified by default. For the high it's 18, and for the width it's not defined. Let's give like a margin here for our first box to be like margin on the top. Let's make it 50 pixel to see how it's coming. Here we go. It's been 50 pixel here in the top with a margin. And let's give also a margin for the left. Let's make it 80 pixel. And there we go. Now you see the margin here, it will be 80. There's a trick also in with the margin values. If you use the margin like auto, for example here, margin auto here. So this one, so this property to auto the horizontally center the element within its container. So the element will then take up the specified width, and the remaining space will be split equally between the left and the right margin. Save it, and here we go. If you resizing this one, it will be stay in the center. Now, and for the padding, so the padding here, it will be the space between the border and the content, which is our text in this case. Let's make the padding here, for example, 20 pixel for each side. Here we go. Now it's been added the padding here to 20 pixel for each side. If we, for example, want just for the button, save it, and here we go. There is no padding in the top, left, right, but in the button here, it will be the 20 pixel here. Save it, and here we go. So 20 pixel for each side. And let's make also the margin here. And here we go. This is all about the margin and the padding.